Have you ever wondered what happens in the world when you're fast asleep? Well, long after the last person in town has drifted off to dreamland, a soft, silver glow appears at the edge of Moonberry Forest. This glow comes from a tiny, crooked building with twinkling star-shaped windows, and a crescent moon sign that rocks gently in the breeze. This is Moonlight Bakery, the most extraordinary bakery in the world. It doesn't open during the day, it doesn't serve humans, and no one, absolutely no one, knows it exists, except for the animals who run it. At exactly midnight, as the clock chimes 12, 3 friends slip out of their cozy forest homes and hustle toward the bakery. First, there's Biscuit the Bear, huge and fluffy, our head baker. He wears a chef hat that's always just a little too small for his big head, and an apron perpetually dusted with flour. Then comes Peaches the rabbit, who's as fast as the wind and handles all the decorating. She can sprinkle sugar on a cupcake and hop away before a single crista even lands. And finally, there's Oliver the owl, wise and wide-eyed, who manages the oven. He keeps perfect time after all. Owls never oversleep. As the crescent moon rises high in the sky, Biscuit unlocks the door with a quiet click and whispers to his friends, "All right, let's get baking." Now, Moonlight Bakery isn't your ordinary, everyday bakery. Oh no. Its ingredients are enchanted. Biscuit scoops starlight sugar from a large barrel, and it sparkles like a million tiny diamonds. Peaches whisks moonbeam cream in a big bowl until it glows with a soft, milky light. And Oliver carefully cracks eggs laid by the midnight chickens, whose feathers shimmer with a deep, magical blue. When they mix everything together, something truly amazing happens. The dough begins to float, twirl, and dance all on its own. Muffins in their tins start to giggle as they rise. Cupcakes sing tiny, sweet notes, and cookies shape themselves into little animals that prance across the counter before cooling down. The smells are absolutely heavenly: vanilla cloud puffs, chocolate night swirls, and warm cinnamon comets fill the air, drifting out into the quiet forest. As soon as the clock strikes 1 in the morning, the nighttime customers begin to arrive. A neat line of forest animals forms outside the glowing door. There are foxes wrapped in tiny, hand-knitted scarves, badgers holding little lanterns to light their way, and mice carrying acorn baskets to hold their treats. They all wait patiently for their favorite pastries. "To shooting star scones, please," squeaks a tiny mouse at the front of the line. "1 slice of cosmic carrot cake for me," barks a cheerful fox. And from the back of the line, a booming voice calls out, "For galaxy donuts." It's a large moose who always arrives a little late. Biscuit hands out the pastries with a big, warm grin. Peaches adds a few extra sparkles to each order, just for fun. And Oliver wraps everything in special glowing leaf paper, so the animals can see their way back home through the dark woods. Every bite of these treats fills the animals with warmth and joy. Some treats make them float a few inches off the ground. Others make them glow with a gentle light, and a few even make them burst into uncontrollable, happy giggles. The forest is filled with delight. But one night, something unusual happened. Something that had never happened before. A small human child named Luna, woken by the sweet smell drifting through her open window, wandered out of her bed. She followed the scent, tiptoeing quietly into the woods. She pushed aside a fern, and gasped when she saw Moonlight Bakery, glowing softly in the clearing. "Is this real?" she whispered to herself, her eyes wide with wonder. Inside, Biscuit turned from the counter, surprised. Peaches froze mid-hop, a sprinkle of sugar suspended in the air. Oliver's wings puffed out in astonishment. A human had never, ever been here before. Luna's eyes sparkled as she looked at the dancing cookies and glowing cakes. "It smells like magic," she said, her voice full of awe. The 3 animals looked at each other, uncertain what to do. Then Biscuit's kind face broke into a gentle smile. Would you like to try a moon puff muffin?" he asked softly. Luna nodded eagerly and took a tiny bite of the warm, fluffy muffin. Her whole face lit up with a brilliant smile. "It tastes like my dreams," she exclaimed. The animals all chuckled, their nervousness melting away. Peaches hopped over and handed her a glowing cookie shaped like a star. "Just don't tell anyone," Oliver hooted softly from his perch. "This is our secret." Luna clutched the cookie close. "I won't," she promised. "This will be our secret." As the first hints of dawn began to paint the sky, the animals cleaned up the bakery, who slipped back into her bed just as the sun peeked over the hills. A single sparkly crumb still stuck to her cheek. Moonlight Bakery faded into silence, looking like just another old shack in the woods, until the moon rose again. And deep in Moonberry Forest, as night fell once more, the animals whispered to each other, their eyes full of excitement. Midnight is coming, it's time to bake. Because at night, when the world is quiet and the stars shine their brightest, Moonlight Bakery opens its doors, ready to fill the forest with magic one more time. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed our story, don't forget to like and subscribe for more magical tales. See you next time.